Black Myth Wukong. If you've clicked on this video, chances are you have either heard this somewhere, you have seen it, or you've actually played the game yourself over the past week. Because, my god, it's taken the world by storm. This game is doing unreal numbers right now in the gaming space. Everybody's playing it. Even people who don't normally stream games are streaming this game. They're talking about this game. It's gotten the most number of concurrent players on a single player game on Steam ever, at over 2.1 million concurrent players at a single time. It's insane. It's also taken Steam's overall number from 34 million concurrent players over to 37 million concurrent players. Steam, the platform, the popular platform that everyone plays games on, this single game has raised the number by a significant margin there as well. And it also sold something like 10 million copies in its first few days. A release like this hasn't come around or isn't seen often in the industry. So the reason I'm making this video is to sort of dive into some of the reasons as to why this game is doing as well as it is being received as well as it is, and just why has it made the landscape of gaming in 2024 just so refreshing and so interesting. So reason number one, I think this game is doing so well and is seeing such a large player base because it brings both the Souls-like audience and the non-Souls-like audience to the same place. I think Black Myth Wukong is a lot more inviting to gamers, especially because it's not a FromSoft game. So it almost makes it seem like, oh, it's a challenging game, but it's not a FromSoft game. So the audience that typically avoids From Software games just because they know how it goes, it's just going to be extremely stressful, extremely difficult, and if you die, you lose all your loot. You have to go back. There's a lot of different smaller enemies which are equally as hard, and then you get to a boss. It's just very tedious for some people to play games like that. And I think just the structure of this game, that you don't really have a lot to lose after you fight a boss. You don't have to, I suppose, track back all the way. It's just, oh, you lose, you just respawn from the last checkpoint, you come back and you try again. And I think that format really does it for gamers who are looking for that sweet spot for something that it's hard, it's challenging, but you can, get good without really losing much, without having to track back, without having to do the dirty work before trying again and then trying again. I think that is why it's seeing such a large player base. Ultimately, one of the main reasons I think it's so successful. Reason number two, Journey to the West. Now, it's ironic that it's named that because I don't think many people, including myself, knew just how much of a behemoth the Journey to the West was in just the rest of the world, in terms of how big of an impact it's had on so many different things, in not just Chinese mythology, but also inspired so many different things like Dragon Ball Z, and a lot of different stories in the same ilk as something like Shakespeare. I think this is one of the most influential novels that has ever been written, and to see that it's not been given that much exposure in the West, even though it's like the Journey to the West, I guess it's finally made it here because we now know. We know what it's about, and this game gives us an easy way to dip our toes into Chinese mythology, and just having seen so many different kinds of mythologies explored in different mediums, in books, in movies, in TV shows, and in video games, to see something that's that influential be adapted to video games in a single player format from the place that the mythology is from, I think that's making the experience very fresh, something that the gaming landscape doesn't see that often. And I think another reason why the Journey to the West is a big contributing factor. It's making people very intrigued as to what is this? How did it inspire Dragon Ball Z? How did it inspire so many different things, and how did I never hear of it before? And for it to play out in a video game format, I think For me personally, that's one of, if not the main reason that I wanted to play this game as soon as it came out. Dragon Ball is massively popular. Goku, Son Goku, the character, was based off of Son Wukong from Journey to the West. He has a tail, he has a staff, and even the Nimbus cloud that he rides in on, and even in the game you see the Nimbus cloud that Son Wukong uses, right? Even in the opening section of the game. All of those are inspirations that Akira Toriyama took from Journey to the West. And Dragon Ball is not just any other IP. It's not just an IP that's popular like any other anime. Dragon Ball has a huge following in the rest of the world. It's extremely large in Asia and in South America and in Latin America. We don't realize just how big Goku is, just how big this IP is in the world and its influence. And seeing that there's a game that has come out based on the story that Dragon Ball Z was based on, a character that Goku himself was based on, I think that's really doing it for this game, because it's bringing in way more of an audience than just gamers and just the Chinese audience. I think it's just the world itself has all these different reasons to want to play this game. Reason number 3. I think that having a great opening sequence in a game, while it doesn't guarantee that the rest of the game is going to be just as good, it gives a great indication that, okay, you want more of this? Strap in. Ghost of Tsushima had a great opening sequence. The Last of Us had a great opening sequence. Breath of the Wild had a great opening section that just made you excited for the rest of the game. And I think just prioritizing having a great opening section of the game, one that cleverly lets you, I suppose, tutorialize the game, let you understand and get to grips with what the game has to offer, how you're going to play it, but also making it interesting from a story point of view, from a visual point of view, from a gameplay point of view. Mechanically, you get introduced to the characters, you kind of know what you're in for, and it's also high octane. It doesn't have to be high octane, but this game for sure has a high octane opening. You see the Nimbus cloud, you see all of these gods from Chinese mythology, and then you have a big showdown, almost like the first boss fight of the game. And I think the opening section of the game really makes people want to continue playing it, and that's why this game has seen the success and seen the longevity and the concurrent players that are still playing and continue to play, and the streamers that are playing the game from start to finish. People aren't dropping this game, so the great opening sequence, yeah, it's a good thing. Reason number 4. This is how many microtransactions are in this game. Yeah, in 2024. That is fantastic. I think gamers just love when a studio or a development team does this, because, China doesn't really make single player experiences like this. And the games that they do make and the studios that they have are focused on mobile games and focused on live service games. And initially, when it was announced that this game was going to be made, I was afraid that there would be an introduction of live service aspects to a single player game. So I'm so happy, and I think it just shows in the performance of how this game is doing from a financial point of view that microtransactions are not needed. Game devs, if any of you are watching this, please follow this lead. No microtransactions. We don't want microtransactions. Ubisoft, if you're watching this, microtransactions just deteriorate the experience for me and for a lot of other people. I think just having a complete game, one that's just made from start to finish, you can experience it, and the things you unlock are unlocked with either in-game currency, or you just level up, or just get good, or just acquire them naturally. I think that's just the purest form of gaming, and every studio should be doing this, because I'm pretty sure the studio behind this game is not regretting that decision one bit. And finally, reason number 5, the media. And I say the media because before this game came out, like just during the last couple of years, the media almost made it seem like this game was gonna be a flop from day one. Some people even said that this game might not even come out. And I think just the sheer disadvantage that this game had from the media point of view, just because it was coming out of a game studio from China, gave people more reason to play it in a contrarian kind of way, because it didn't make any sense. We normally celebrate and get excited for games like this, big AAA titles, boss rush games, just something that just all the trailers looked really good. And I just never understood why we've been almost propagandized to hate on this game. And the people just refused. I think gamers just wanted to check this game out because it looked interesting, and I think it opened a lot of people's eyes to how gamers' minds work, because we don't care about any of this. We don't care about the politics or the bigwigs or the suits behind these games. We just want good games. We want to enjoy them. We want something unique, something that works. And Black Myth Wukong has been ticking all the boxes for everyone. And I think that's why it's almost created more of a reason to play this game, just because of that reason alone. So those are my top 5 reasons why I think Black Myth Wukong has been doing so well. Do you think there's any other reason, something I missed? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're at it, if you are already playing this game, which I assume if you've clicked on this video and gotten this far in, you're probably playing this game. So what boss has been your favorite one? For me, it's been the Tiger Vanguard. Bear in mind, I haven't finished the game yet, so that could change, but so far that's my answer. Let me know yours in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, a like and a subscribe would go a long way. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.